Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Hershey's. Yeah, I'm late. The overhead camera, this one, was not working. So I had to do like a full restart and whatnot. But it's now fixed. All right, today I'm going to be practicing limb independence. In these practice streams, I like to share what I'm working on, how I'm working on improving as a drummer, who's been playing since 1998, who has a bachelor's, master's, PhD in music education, and has been teaching since 2003, every grade, kindergarten through doctoral student. Now, drum kit is something that I am not great at yet. So you can see how I'm practicing and what I'm practicing in all of these streams. There are timestamps in the description to show what I was working on or what I was talking about. Often, because I've been drumming for so long and teaching for so long, people ask me questions about how to improve as a drummer or as an educator, and I include edited versions of those responses in this playlist with almost 100 videos in here, over a dozen hours of drumming and teaching tips. So check it out if you're interested in that. Now, I'm going to be using some play-alongs here, and these play-alongs you can actually find on my home tab of YouTube. There's over 2,000 of them, literally over 2,000 different play-alongs, drumming tips, videos, etc. Now, to sort through it all, you just click on the link right here, or the header rather, and it shows you all of the different playlists for all the different types of exercises, etc. Now, this is not organized as neatly as I would like, so at the top of every one of the videos and in the pinned comments, it takes you to here. JaredO'Leary.com/drum is linked right there if you're on the vertical. And it's got 62 chop exercises, organized neater than what I can do on YouTube. It's got over 1,000 grid variations for triplet, 16th note, and some wacky ones like hurt to grid. It's also got all these limb independence timing exercises and straight charts and swung charts. There's 55 different charts in here, which we're going to get to here in a minute. It's got a video that shows you how to develop limb independence. I'm mostly going to be skipping the majority of these steps because I'm a little bit further along in the process for the patterns I'm working on today. And then there's also over 400 marching bass exercises. There's several different cadences. There's over 360 technique exercises. And then here's a link that shows you all the drumming tips, all the live streams, some scripted lessons that I wrote out, as well as some books and gears that I recommend. Speaking of, the book that I'm using to develop limb independence is this one, 50 Ways to Syncopation by Don Moyle. It's not an affiliate link, but a lot of the ones that take you to Amazon are, so thank you for people who have used that. You can literally buy your groceries off of Amazon after you click one of these links, and I get like 4% back from Amazon at no cost to you. So thank you for people who have done that. It just helps support the free content that I create. There's a bunch more books, and here's the hardware that I'm using for the silent, relatively, cymbals, the silent stroke heads, and then the double pedal that I'm using, which I'll be working on here in a little bit. Okay, so I have taken Dom's book and his 50 Ways to Syncopation, and I've written it out in this spreadsheet that keeps track of, like, how was my playing? What's the average? So this column right here, column A, keeps track of my average playing over time. So, for example, like on this one, if we go through it, you can see that I've only played that one a few times, but on average, it was musical. Whereas this one, I've played through it more times, and on average, it was technically proficient. So the goal is to get everything to be musical, but I'm focusing on the ones that sound meh or needs a lot of work. So like the ones down here, we're going to skip all of this stuff and we're going to focus on these. So the one that I'm going to warm up with is right here. But before we do that, I want to get motivated with Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf is the great motivator here to help me with my limb independence. So I'm going to hide him because of copyright. But oh, you'll hear him. Don't you worry about that. Shia, help me out. Motivate me. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. Like limb independence, you should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! What's he, like, holding in his hands? He spits there. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, yeah, Shia LaBeouf. I'm so ready to work on limb independence now. I'm super motivated. The first pattern I'm going to be working on today is You play quarter notes on the ride with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have the hi-hat on the foot. 3 on 3. And then you read through patterns, short notes like eighth notes on the snare drum. Anything that's longer than that on the bass drum. So like quarter notes, dotted quarter notes, etc. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do that by using the charts that are under the limb independence section. So we're skipping past the chops and the grid variations, and we're going into here. Again, I'm skipping some steps here, so if you want to start at the very beginning for learning this, check out this video. But I'm going to go at 180, and I'm going to pick any of these 55 different drum charts in here. Sure, 16 through 20 sounds great. Just kind of randomly picking it. Because there's so many charts in here, it helps you to be able to basically sight read every time you're doing this. So you're not going to memorize 55 charts while doing this. Ew. We don't want that resolution. We want it in high def. And it's going to count off, and you can hear a play-along track, but it's muted on your end because there's like a slight timing sync issue. So you can't hear it, but it's there, I promise. 1, 2, ready, and... The hard part for me is this hi-hat on 3. Wish me luck. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Yikes! My audio is actually really low. Had to adjust it. And 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Okay, need to adjust the drum trigger. It's not registering all the snares. And 1, and 2, and here we go. Oops. Every single one of these charts has a different feel to it. I wrote them that way intentionally. Like that first one was very challenging. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Early on that last note. Again, the hardest part is the hi-hat on 3, especially when the phrases like blur the measures, the bar. Ugh, that foot. Okay, so it kind of fluctuated between meh and technically proficient, meaning like playing the ink on the page. I'm going to go ahead and say that it was meh, so we're going to continue to work on this one. We're warming up with one that we're not good at yet, but I was making progress on it. So it just still wasn't comfortable as I'd like it to be. So we'll continue to practice this one until it switches over in column A to technically proficient or above. Once it switches to that, then I just move on and focus on some other stuff. Like 2 days ago, we graduated from the songo pattern, which is where you play while reading through the patterns on the snare drum. Anyways, now I'm going to stretch and massage. So first thing I'm going to do is stretch the sides of the forearms by doing this weird stretch. You pull it in, you pull it in, you push it through. Woo! You are playing along? Nice. Good, good, good. Now this stretch, you can find a video called This Hand Routine Saved My Drumming. It's under the Drumming Lessons playlist, and it has a better camera angle to show you all these different stretches, or even some bonus ones like how to stretch for traditional grip, or even mallets, etc. But I'm going to just kind of go through it. It's important to do these daily, at least once a day. Even if you're not drumming, keep your hands healthy. So now I'm stretching the underside of the forearm, just pulling some fingers back. We'll stretch the other one. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Needed it. I'm glad the camera's working. I was concerned, like I kept like plugging it in, unplugging it, checking the settings. It like would not detect it. This one. Now I'm going to stretch the top side of the forearm. Okay, so this makes it so you can stretch 2 at a time. Just doing it on your legs. So you could do it on your drum. You could do it on a large mammal. If you have a bison nearby, just kind of stretch your forearms on its back. Just kidding, don't do that. Now I'm going to stretch thumb to thumb. Goes twice as fast, stretching the fingers. One thumb on the other thumb. And then switch over to the index fingers, the pointer. This hand routine takes just a couple of minutes to go through. Maybe 5 if you're going leisurely, but it's worth it. There's a reason why I do it every time I stream. At least for the drumming streams, not for the gaming ones. In an hour. Like, all right, we're going to warm up to play Ori in the Blind Forest. First, let's stretch and massage. All jokes aside, though, like some things like gaming or typing on a keyboard or like even using a pencil for like scantrons and stuff, like your hands can get tight doing it, so it can help. Okay, now that we finished the stretch routine, I'm going to just do a quick massage, just working my way up and down the forearms, loosening everything up. You might need to go higher up into your triceps, your biceps, maybe even your shoulders, depending on like how much you've been moving or how little you've been moving the last couple of days. Every day when you drum is going to be different. The goal is to strive for consistency while having inconsistencies with your hands. That's the hard part. Also, inconsistencies in your mind, like if you're hungry or if you're sad or if you are, just distracted. All of those things can impact your playing. So like when I'm working on these limb independent stuff, especially the ones that I'm practicing where I'm not good, all the ones I'm going to do today, it requires a lot of my focus. So sometimes I'll like look over at the different chats that are on my screen, my other screen over there, and it like messes me up because like my attention breaks. So it's fine. You can chat. I can answer questions on the in-betweens, but it's hard for me to do that. You love the L80s? Yes. They're great. So the L80s, by the way, for people who don't know, are these Zildjian. You can see my hand through it. They're great for being quiet. These silent strokes, the type of heads that are on here, are also great. You can't hear like the tuning of it because I'm using like a drum trigger, which allows me to like have a variety of different sounds, but I highly recommend it. Okay, last massage I'm going to do is base the tip of each one of the fingers at least twice, and then we'll get into the next pattern. So the next one is a Samba one. And so this one yesterday when I was doing, or 2 days ago when I was doing it, I tried it at 180 and it was shaky. So we're going to slow it down like 10 clicks. We'll try it at 170. See if we can fix the foot issue I was having. It was like slurring out the foot a little bit. So I'm going to try and figure that out. Yeah, the triggers. So the drum triggers are the Yamaha triggers. You can actually find them on /gear on my website underneath the audio section. But the drum triggers are here. So cheating? No, you're misunderstanding what I mean by a trigger. So a drum trigger is, it makes it so that this is a hybrid electric acoustic. So the snare drum sound you can change with the turn of a knob. To a variety of different things. And so it makes it so that you can play with the silent stroke heads and potentially record if you wanted to. But it makes it so you can like have it be a variety of different sounds if that is something you want to do. So some people actually will gig with the drum triggers on, but I would use an acoustic for that. But you know, this is a practice drum kit. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna do, since we did that one, how on earth do they think that it's cheating on the drums? Honestly, I feel like I can't do nearly as much as I can with normal ones. So like the problem with the drum trigger is that you get like no timbres. So like if I'm doing a buzz here, you can't hear the full buzz. Like you can't hear a variety of the different sound effects. Like if I play on different parts of the head, you can't even hear these notes or even some of the ghost notes. Granted, it's like some of the cheaper triggers that you can get, but I strongly disagree. If anything, I feel like I can't play as good as I normally can on the drum triggers. Okay, so the one that I'm doing for this one, it's a interesting one. So the feet are Samba. Boom. Okay, so that's fine. Now what you're doing with your right hand is you're playing on 1 and a 3 and a 1 and a 3. You're just playing whole, half notes basically. Except, whoops. You do a closed on 1 and an open on 3. And I'm not good at this yet, hence why I'm practicing it. But last time I did it at 180, so it was meh. We're going to try it at 170 and see how that goes. So I'm going to go back into this playlist, and I'll just pick another one. Sure. Just kind of pick one at random. And as always, you go into the timestamps in the description, and you go into here. And then you can start it. Like, reflecting on your comment more, like it does amaze me how many misconceptions people have with drumming and whatnot. I've seen some absolutely terrible advice and takes on playing, teaching, etc. You gotta be careful who you choose to listen to in the drumming community. Some people just are winging it. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so this is the pattern that we're playing while doing this. Oh. Again, there's a reason why we're practicing this. This is a hard one. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2. Ready? Hey. My foot, again, is slowing down. The hi-hat doing the close open is also very awkward. Ugh. Interesting. Message retracted. Huh. It's too much on the foot. Yeah, my foot is slowing down. That was rough. Okay, so it's still meh, even though it's at 170. So next time we should probably try that one slower. It felt out of control while going through that. My bass was slowing down. Also, my reading was off. Like, there was just a lot with that. That's okay. This is why we're practicing, folks. Whoa. What's the next one? So each time while going through this, what I'll end up doing is skipping all the ones that I'm good at, and again, just coming back to these ones that I'm not good at yet. I highly recommend that with your own practicing. If you are focusing on the stuff you're good at, then you're not gonna make as much progress. Ooh, okay, so this one is interesting. So you're doing a samba again. I'm gonna go slower with it. But for this one, instead of playing like a 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, which is like what you typically have in the patterns in Dom's book, like the Bayonne 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and... Okay. Instead, what you're doing on the ride pattern is 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and. So, 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and. My foot slurred out. So, while reading through on the snare drum. Last time we did this at 140. Let's do it again at 140. Okay, so I need to go to my website, into the limb independent section. I need to go into the straight charts, 100 to 159. The videos were too long. Like, it wouldn't allow me to export just like one video. That's like 20 hours long. Sibelius would just break. Will not compute. We just did those. Let's do... yeah, sure. Okay, so in the timestamps, I'm going to jump to 140. I won't go there. Oh, you're the one who actually retracted it. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so, like, I have AutoMod set for not only with YouTube, but also with Streamlabs. So, like, Streamlabs, like, a couple days ago, like, auto-modded somebody used too many emojis and whatnot. So, yeah, I assume that one of those two things auto-modded it, but that makes sense. All right, let's try this. So again, samba pattern with the feet, but 1 in and 3 in the ride while reading through it on the snare drum. 1, 2, ready, and. So we're going slower. This is a very slow samba. It's almost like a bossa nova. A 1, a 2, here we go. I changed the ride pattern. See, my ride, it keeps wanting to switch to the 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, which is, you know, not what I'm working on. It's just the one that I've done more of. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. You're gonna remember all this? Good. Good. You got photo memory. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2. Here we go. That first line I couldn't read. It's like I forgot. Kept messing up the last phrase. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. That was such a weird one. And then I messed up one rhythm and it just totally threw it off. That one's a hard chart. It doesn't land on the downbeat ever. It feels like. 1, 2, ready, and. Cool. Just a couple of reading errors, but mostly it was way better than it was when we first started learning this, like a month ago. Cool. So it was mostly technically proficient. I had fun with it. I could start actually making it more musical by adding in some different timbres, different sounds. Not that you necessarily hear it on here, but it's good to practice it still because of the drum triggers. All right, so what's the next one? So Samba feet, short note on taps on snare. Taps on the snare, long notes or flams on the snare. Oh, okay, so it's just playing the Samba. And you're gonna play... Wow, the drum trigger is just not happening today. You're just gonna play flams on the long notes. Easy enough. Now, the reason why I put it as meh 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 is because I want myself to play it at least 3 times through, making sure that it sounds technically proficient or musical before I switch on to the next one. So, I don't have a reference point for speed on this one. Let's try it at 160. Doot, 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 doot. And, I don't know. This one? Sure. And since it starts at 160, we'll just press 0. And it just takes you back to the beginning of a video. You going? There you go. 2, right, Why does it feel quiet? Huh. A 1, a 2, here we go. Why is it not picking up any of the snare drum? Yeah, what is going on? It's like I gotta play extra loud just to trigger it. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Yeah, I'm not hearing like half of my snare drum sounds. I'm gonna turn on the guts. What is it? So this is Samba feet pattern. Play long notes, so like quarter notes and above on the snare as a flam, and then read everything else just taps. This is a fairly simple exercise. Orchestrate around the kit? What do you mean by that? I think you're misusing that term. Yeah, so I don't know what's up the drum trigger, but it's not picking it up. And so I'm tightening and loosening it. It's still not doing it. Do I generally recommend sticking with one ostinato for practice session to work on a few? Yeah, so good question, Landon. Let me do that. What? Turn on, no, I don't need that, think so. So the, under the limb independence section, what I recommend is watching this video. It shows you like step by step the processes that I'm using to develop this, like with using all these different patterns. But when I'm first starting to learn it, is to play just a pattern over and over. So like one of the very first things that you do is just play the ostinato until you can actually like have a conversation while playing through it. So in this case, like playing a bossa nova or a samba foot pattern, or a different one, like if you're playing Bayonne or something, and just get comfortable with that. And then you want to start moving your hands around doing something else. Like you can write, you can like take pennies and like rearrange into like different shapes, and then eventually start playing through these patterns, like the eighth note timing exercises. There's a bunch of them, and you go through them and you just read through while playing over and over on loop, and just play like one measure at a time until it sounds good, and then move on to the next measure. And then once you've gone through all of them, just like sitting with it for a long time, might be for several minutes, whatever, and then actually read through it while the play along is playing. So to play each measure twice, whatever speed you need to play through it at with this. Once you get this down, then you can actually go into the charts and start reading through the charts. So you're going to be sitting here and just playing the ostinato forever. So if you look at some of the older streams, when I'm doing these under the Drumming Live Streams playlist, if we go back and we go into, okay, so learning limb independence pattern number 33. So the processes that I take inside of here in this stream, whoops, let me mute it. It shows how I just sat there with these patterns and just kept sitting there with it for a whole hour, basically, just slowly getting better with it and slowly getting better with it, etc. And it might take multiple days before you move on to the next step, and that's okay. Now, the reason why I'm jumping between multiple different patterns in here, as opposed to just sitting with one, is because I can skip a few of the steps that are in the beginning of that how to develop limb independence video, and I can jump between these, and I'm slowly refining them by improving multiple patterns, because what I want to be able to do is get to the point where I can just pick up a chart and play any of these without needing to like warm up on them. And so I'm simulating that process. But when I'm in the learning phase as opposed to the refining phase, then I will just sit there and like work on one thing for like a whole hour or two. Yeah, so I guess we have like a different understanding of the term orchestrate, but you know, that's the fun thing with language, is there's many ways to interpret stuff. Like cat. Do you think of a small cat, or do you think of a lion? Or coffee? Is it granular? Is it in a container? Is it liquid? Etc. But no, so this what you're saying with moving around on the drums and playing different patterns and whatnot, I'm not ready for that. So that's not the step that I'm on in the pattern that's outlined here. So right now, I was just playing technically proficient, which is like playing the ink on the page. Eventually, what I want to be able to do is be able to, what you're saying is orchestrate, but be able to add in different timbres, different textures to make it much more musical. And so that's an eventual goal, but right now, I don't want to push to that because I'm not there yet. So we'll get there, though. So this next one. Let's see. Okay, so you're not going to really be able to hear this one very good because the drum trigger's not doing all the buzzes. So what you're going to do is you're playing, I guess we're doing a lot of Samba ones today, but you're playing the Samba feet. Okay, so the short notes are going to be knocks. And then the long notes are going to be buzzes. You could do it with either hand. Okay, so you're gonna do some clicks as knocks on there, and then the long notes are going to be a crush or a buzz, however you want to do it. So that's what we're doing with that. All the patterns I have on the spreadsheet from Dom Moyle book, yeah, so like 95% of them are. So the book that it's being referred to as this one, 50 Ways to Syncopation, and it's got 50 ways to play through it. I've just added in some of my own variations on here. These are all like the written out versions of what's on the spreadsheet. So for example, like the one that's 0.1 is kind of like a variation on Dom's number 6. The 0.1 of number 12, that's a variation on Dom's number 12. The only one that's like not in there, that's like 100% like different, is this one, number 51. So this one is a V pattern where you're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and while you just read through patterns on the bass, but 1 and 2 and 3, and so you're making a V like this with your cymbals. But other than that, it's great. It's not an affiliate link or anything to Dom's book. Dom doesn't even know I'm promoting it, but he's such a good drummer. Literally teaches Steve Gadd's son, so good enough, I guess, to do that. But it's a really good book. And he's got several books in there that I also own on the shelf back there that are fantastic as well, including like a couple of ones that come with CDs where he like plays along with Steve Gadd, and you hear each of their tracks separately. So you can actually like hear just Steve Gadd playing by himself and then trading fours with Dom, and you can hear them together, etc. So it's really cool. Hello. Let's see here. So I don't know what speed to play this one at, actually. Let's try it at 160. So we're going to go back into the charts. And sure, we'll go through 1 through 5. And it's muted. Now, the timestamps are in the description, so you can jump to whatever BPM you want when practicing these. But 160 is at the very beginning. So we'll start here. Okay. So again, short notes. Long notes as a buzz, but you're not going to really hear it. 2, ready? And. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready? And. Yeah, you can't really hear this one. It's a shame. It sounds really cool when you play it on like an actual acoustic kit, as opposed to this like hybrid acoustic electric with the silent stuff. You can play it all on the right hand. You can also play it with the crushes on the left hand, whatever you want to do. But the left is going to be pressing into the head while you do the knocks. And then also, Landon, one of the things that I'll add is Dom's book has 20 charts as well. So in addition to the 55 that are on my YouTube channel, you can find 20 in his book. And he's also got it written out, so not just the description, but also shows you like what this looks like musically for each one of the different 50 patterns. So you can go, oh, that's what that means. But if you ever have a question, feel free to ask in the stream. Cool. Now, you might not do like a full chart with just one pattern like this. So this might be like for a measure or a fill or maybe a phrase. But for the sake of practicing going through all of these charts like 5 at a time, just makes it so that when you get to that measure or phrase or whatever, that you can just throw down and feel comfortable with it. Overall, the starting BPM is 160, technically proficient. I could have gone more musical with it, but you can't really hear it. I had fun with it. It's good. But again, I'm intentionally putting 3 mez right here, so that way I have to graduate from it and not just immediately jump out of it. Because I want to make sure that like today's performance was not a fluke while going through it. Okay, now I'm going to work on my feet. So a couple months ago, got a double bass pedal. For the first time, I'm actually working on double bass. So I'm not good at it yet. So what I'm going to actually do is work on double strokes with the right foot and the left foot. So using Jojo Mayer's approach to doing a double stroke. And I'm going to work on going heel toe, basically. It's technically not the toe, but you know. Okay, so last time I did this, I think I did it at 65. So I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going into the timing transitions. And at the top, there's an exercise called Rebound. And what I'm going to do is just keep going right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Just over and over and over to work on my strokes of doubles. So we're going right, right, left, left as it speeds up and slows down. And for whatever reason, the triplets are giving me the hardest time. 1, 2, and here we go. And right, right, I missed it. Left, left. We're doing great. Right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, left, right, right. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Heel, toe, heel, toe. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. See, it's inconsistent. No. I'm getting a double on my left. This is why we're practicing. My foot is coming too far off the pedal, which is causing that extra stroke. On the left foot. Which makes sense because, you know, I haven't worked up left foot technique on a bass drum. So we're do this 5 times, and we're letting it go 1 click at a time faster so I can slowly try and refine the technique. And trying to be more economical. Right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, left, right, right. So I want to get the sound quality, the power out of it without raising it too high. Yeah, that triplets is still in the gray area where I'm like not getting the toe. And I'm trying to analyze like why, so I can adjust the technique. Two, and 1 and 2, and here we go. And right, I missed it. Left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. That left foot, not happening. I'm changing my placement on the pedal. So I'm moving it further back to the bottom of the pedal to see if that helps. Because I was like choked up too high. And it helped a little bit. But I'm still not good enough with it. I also think I need to adjust the tension on the left pedal in particular. Ready? And 2, 3, 4. Right, left. It's getting a little bit better as I keep refining it, but after like a month off of like not practicing it, it shows. It's regressed a bit. Ready? And last rep. And then we're going to do some single strokes alternating with the feet. You could do it with this exercise faster, but I'm going to do a chug variation. We'll continue to work on those double strokes. Not good yet. We'll get there, though. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to work on for my feet, and there's a bunch more variations in there that you can work on, but I'm going to scroll down to the technique section, and I'm going to work in the endurance and speed playlist. It's great for speeding up your hands, so if you want to... Like how it's not picking up all the sounds. Great. Theme of the day. But it's also great for working on your feet. So I'm going to do chug variation with hertas. Chugs with hertas. And it looks like we left off at 79 last time, so let's try it at 75 for the starting. We'll play through it 5 times. Each time I'm doing this, I'm going to change the technique that I'm going to use. So the first one that I'm going to do is with my heel up. So this approach, because I'm not good at it yet, so we're going to do 3 reps of it this way. But I'm going to alternate in between each one of those with heel down, so you're playing like this. So I want to work on the 2 different techniques in isolation from each other. And so that's what I'm going to do. So starting with heel up, which is the one that I practice less, then heel down. And eventually what you want to be able to do is like add in the hands while playing through exercises like this, but I'm just trying to get the technique down right now. 1 and 2 and... Yeah, slow down a little bit. 2 and 1. Heel down. Okay, heel up again. And 1 and 2 and... Drum trigger's not picking it all up on the bass. 1, 2, heel down. Feet are getting tired. And 1 and 2, last time. That's a good one. Fun one, right? And there's a bunch more endurance and speed exercises in this playlist. There's 60 other play-alongs in here. And if you want to find them on YouTube, just go to the Home tab on my channel. And we've got the drumming, the gaming, the computer science stuff organized. Just click on the header for any of those. And then it shows you 2,000 play-alongs for free. As well as dozens of hours of drumming tips, etc. Now, this is not organized as neatly as I would like, but it's the best that I can do on YouTube. But if you go to the link that's at the top of every description or pinned in the comment, the first link that takes you to jaredoleary.com/drum, it takes you to here. There's 62 chop exercises organized neater than I can do on YouTube. The 1,000+ grid variations for both triplet, 16th notes, and some weird stuff like hurt to grid are organized neater than I can on YouTube. There's all the timing exercises, 150+ of them, and 55 drum charts that are both straight and swung under the limb independence section. If you want to see the steps that I very briefly covered in order to develop limb independence, check out this video. It also has several different patterns that you can practice on the second half of the video. If you're interested in that, there's over 460 marching bass exercises. There's a bunch of different cadences with the full score. There's over 360 technique exercises. Like if you want to work on endurance and speed with your hands or your feet, go to that one. If you want to work on your accent taps, go to that one. If you want to work on your 3s and 4 strokes, go to that one, blah, 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 blah. And then here's a bunch of drumming tips over a dozen hours for free. All the live streams with timestamps showing what I was working on or what I was talking about. And then if you want to find the books and gear that I recommend, click on this one. It takes you to /gear on my website. And this has got a bunch of different books in here, like the one that I've been working out of today, Dom Moyle's book, which is not an affiliate link, but most of the other ones for Amazon are. So thank you for people who have used the affiliate links. It does help me out. But there's a bunch more books that I recommend for different instruments. Here's the hardware I'm using, the heads, the cymbals, the pedals. Here's the pad that I'll use tomorrow when I'm practicing. And then here's the sticks that I'm using, the Jack DeJohnette's. And then tomorrow when I work on the rudimental stuff, I use the Hardiman hammers, or if I'm doing tenors, then I'll use the multi-tenor stick by Ralph Hardiman. You can check out all of that. Oh, and if you scroll all the way to the top, you can see the drum triggers that I'm using and the drum module. So if anyone's interested in that, check them out. I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to get ready for a new game called Ori. So we'll be doing that here in like probably 15-20 minutes. I just got to get set up. But I hope you all have a good rest of your day. thank you for stopping in, everybody, and thank you for the questions. And I hope you enjoy using these resources. But goodbye.